What's up guys, this is Edge TV, and in today's video I'm going to show you, in the simplest way possible, how you can service your own skis or snowboard in the comfort of your own home. Okay, so here are the things that you're going to need in order to service your skis or snowboard. You're going to need some base cleaner, you're going to need a sponge, preferably one with a scouring pad, otherwise you're going to need to buy a scouring pad separately, an edging stone, an edging tool and case preferably. These can come in a big size or a small size. A scraper, these can come in metal or plastic. Obviously some wax and iron. You can pick up most of these tools all in the Dakine Deluxe tuning kit. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your edging stone. Now you'll notice that after a while, well, your edges here, which is the metal bit that runs along the edge of the skis, can get very dusty. It's going to pick up a load of rust. Basically what this tool is going to do is it's just going to pick up all of that rust and get it nice and clean so you can start to edge. Also, it's actually going to make your edging job a little bit easier because it gives some kind of a pre-edging effect. I'll show you. Now, you'll notice after doing this a couple of times that this job in particular is going to get quite messy. Now you can use an apron, you can use a glove. I'm personally just going to use a glove just to show you how it's done. Now what you're going to want to do is, this is an already used tool and you're going to see that it's already got plenty of grooves in it. What you want to do is you want to lock the edge in on that groove. What you're going to want to do is just slide it back and forth. Okay, and there you go. So I'm about done giving the edges a stone. As I said before, that's a hell of a dirty job. Look at this is my non-bearing hand when it comes to edging, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so now that we've done with the stone, we're going to want to get our edging tool right here and right here. Okay, now before I start on the edging tool, I said before that it comes in two different sizes. This is what the other size looks like. There's the bigger one and there's the smaller one. Personally, I like to use the smaller one because I can get more control. I can get my hand right around this edging tool right here, but I don't actually have the file for that one, unfortunately. That one's dead. This is a brand new one, so I'm going to use this one. You can use it without this case, but trust me, you can get a much better lock-in and you can get much better control. Now, you'll notice that it has two different textures. One's got this kind of crossfire situation, and this just has the seams going one way. Now basically, when you run your finger along the edge, you'll notice that it gets very chiseled and bumpy and edgy. That's basically when you've hit stones or hard bits of ice and it's just taking a chunk out of the edge. All this does is it flattens it off. It doesn't make it as sharp as this side does. This is what actually finishes the job. So all you're going to do is you're going to go over everywhere once that has any of these ridges, flatten them down, then you're going to flip to this side and finish them off on the edge. Okay, another mistake that people make is that, as you can see, the edge doesn't just sit on the top of the ski, well, on the bottom of the ski shall I say, it also fits on the side. So, I myself am fortunate enough to have a stand right here. The split in here allows me to slot the ski in so I can edge the top of the ski just like this. However, a lot of you aren't going to have that clamp, so I'm going to show you just how you can do it. Flat on top like this. Now as I said, this is where having this edge, this edging case comes in handy, because it slots in perfectly. Show you this way, just like that. There you go. And that's how you edge your skis or your snowboard. The principle applies to both. Now we're going to move on to waxing the base. Now you'll know when you need to re-wax your skis or your board, because it's going to have this very dry, very sort of rough exterior. You don't want that. So this is where you're going to want to get your sponge and your base cleaner. The reason why I wait until now to clean the base is because, like I said, this edging tool and even a little bit of the edging causes a lot of dirt. So what's the sense in cleaning it beforehand when you're going to make it dirty again? Just clean it now when you're no longer going to make it dirty. So just put it on top and clean. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. This is what it looks like when it's dry, and that's with clean. See what I'm saying? Now, you don't want to apply your wax while the skis are still wet, because melting your wax on top of this, the wax is not going to sit into the skis properly, so when you scrape it, all of it's just going to come off. So, while we're waiting for this to dry, I mentioned before that you have both a metal and a plastic scraper. Now, in my opinion, the metal scraper scrapes the wax off a lot more easy, just a lot better, it's just a lot more efficient. However, this has cornered edges, and that heightens the risk of scratching the base like 1,000,000%. So this is why, especially that these aren't my skis, that I'm doing these to someone else, I'm definitely going to go safety and use a plastic scraper. Okay, so now we come to ironing the wax onto the skis. Be sure to get yourself some actual board wax and an actual iron. Anything that you buy from a local shop just isn't going to be good enough. It'll probably break, so you're spending more money. So this will flash up when it's not ready to use, just like any normal iron. So you put the wax against it and let it drip off onto the skis, just like this. Get the other ski too. Make sure it's nice and even. Okay, so this is what it will look like once you've just dripped the wax on. And now what you want to do is you're going to want to spread it evenly across the ski. So you just iron it on, just like that. And then that's what it will look like. And then you wait for that to dry. Okay, so now that the wax is actually cooled off, you want to get your scraper. Now a lot of people think once you put your wax on, that's it, that's your wax on. It's actually not. The amount that you put on, no matter how much you put on, is always going to be too much. The wax doesn't actually sit on the skis the whole time. It actually sits in these little gaps and little holes in the base. And that's where the wax comes from. So what you've got to do is on the actual corner of the edge, put pressure down on the ski and push. And all of this will come off. You don't want that. Now when you do scrape, make sure that you only scrape front and back. Don't go sideways, because that's not how you ski. You're going to want to go forward and backwards. Go. Now once the wax has been scraped off, 9 times out of 10 when you're ironing your board or skis, the wax will actually curl over the edge, and you'll actually get a build up of wax on the edges, just like that. I don't know if you can see it. Don't worry about that, you can just scrape that off like you're scraping off, like you're edging the edges anyway. Now with the sponge that you used before, just wipe off all of that excess wax. Right, and now what you do is with your scouring pad, I'll use the one that comes from the toolkit, is you want to just scrub and make sure the wax is spread evenly. So this is the finish of it now. put a bit of this on there, and it gives it a much nicer, smoother finish. And there you have it. That is how you service a pair of skis. If this helped you, please let me know. Tell me what you think. As always, please like the video. Please subscribe to our channel. There's going to be more videos to come. See you next time.